I'm Tania Gustafson, award-winning nutritionist, behavior specialist, and certified mental wellness coach on a mission to help midlife women move from barely surviving to thriving. You have been lied to. Weight gain, mood swings, hot flashes, brain fog, despite what the world and even your doctor may have told you, do not have to be your story. You are not broken. You've just never been shown how to fuel your body in a way that creates hormonal balance. Fit Woman Podcast is where we expose the lies and share all things to help women take back control of their health, hormones, weight, and mental wellness and thrive through midlife. I'm so glad you're here. Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to the Fit Woman Podcast, where we discuss all things that help women fuel their bodies, ignite their metabolisms, and their minds to thrive through midlife. And this year, hopefully you are ready to do just that, right? We're done with surviving. Now it's time to thrive and then flourish, right? There's a level above that. And so I am Tania Gustafson, your host today. I'm a board certified nutritionist, certified mental wellness coach, fitness coach, and I want to help you stop doing the same thing over and over again and really dive into your health, taking back control of your health, your hormones, your weight, mental wellness, all the things that we've been lied to as women in midlife. Like we've been lied to way before it, but now it just really all comes home to roost, really, you know, with the whole thing about, dieting, just eat less and move more. And when you hit a certain age, dear, you just have to expect the weight to come on. And then the hot flashes and all those things, that's just part of it too. And you're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, so not buying any of that. All right, so I wanted to kick off the new year, just setting the record straight and then talking about some systems that you can put in place to help you do just that. Okay, so to help you do just that, because if you've been doing making the same New Year's resolution over and over and over again, gaining and losing the same 10, 20, 30, 50 pounds, that's called weight cycling. Okay, and it's really not serving you. It's actually damaging your metabolism. And just here's a little fun fact. Okay, you're thinking, well, what else am I supposed to do? You know, I keep trying it and that's the only thing that worked. Well, number one, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, you got to ask yourself, is it actually working for you? And then ask yourself this, okay, what does the definition of it works mean for me? Okay. You know, if you're happy with, okay, you know, the whole yo-yo back and forth and the stress and the guilt around food and the, oh my gosh, I need to do this now because I'm going on a trip in spring break. And then the rest of the year you're struggling. And if you're happy with that, all right, that's exactly what the diets are going to continue to bring you. So I know this may be a little bit harsh and a little bit of an unpopular, my chair is stuck here, a little bit of an unpopular opinion for some, but as a coach, I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you would like to hear or what's easy to hear. Okay. So just know that it's coming from a place of love. Okay. I love all my clients. I love all of you for listening. And I love that there are simple solutions that can help you break free and break through from where you are to end that madness, end that vicious cycle, end the vicious circle. And I just want to tell you, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, and willpower is not a strategy. Okay, so just deciding, like making a decision is powerful. So making a decision that you'd like to do something better this time around. You'd like to do something that works for your lifestyle, that's not a diet, that will stick with you through thick and thin, through all the holidays, so that next year when the holidays come around, you're not thinking, oh, here we go again, and I'm just going to hang on tight because I know that I'm going to have to deal with the fallout in January, right? So if you'd like to avoid that and dive into some systems and some simple strategies that are going to stick for you, then you're in the right place, okay? So for those people out there who are, for you ladies out there who are, you've been kind of shamed and berated and beat down, probably by your own hand. Let's just be completely honest, right? Because we sabotage ourselves by doing that. But that whole willpower is not a strategy. It really isn't. Because think about it. We are not motivated and we don't have willpower to do every single thing in life that we're meant to do every single day, right? Like it wanes, it waxes and wanes, it fluctuates. So when you have some motivation and a little bit of willpower, great, apply it. But then now pair it with habits that you can start creating to create patterns in your life that are going to then create those brain grooves that are going to get you through, and that's what makes it stick. Okay? So you want to get out of the brain grooves that you're currently in, because let's face it, if you've been a chronic dieter, even if you didn't call it dieting, okay, that was me. Let me just tell you where I was. If you did not hear my story before, if you're brand new to this, so I've been in the health and fitness industry since 1986. Entered as a fitness trainer, attended all the conferences, all the things. I kind of thought I wasn't eating enough protein, wasn't quite sure. Nobody ever addressed all of that with the nutrition and the balance. 22 years. It took 22 years of me being active in the industry, going to conferences, going to workshops, all the things. It took me 22 years to hear that if you are not balancing your blood sugar, your hormones are not balancing. It's creating inflammation in your body. An inflamed body won't release weight. It took me 22 years in the industry to learn that. So if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, how did I not know this? Please give yourself some grace, take a breath. If people in the industry didn't even hear about it for decades, how the heck were you supposed to know about it, right? Okay, so just know that. Okay, so let's just take a breath and we can start, and then you can get going, right? All right. So blood sugar stabilization is your body's love language. It's the foundation. It's the base. Food is our foundation, and the foods that we eat are important. The way we eat it is also important. Okay, so when we put food together in a way that in the right portions and in the right frequency throughout the day, that helps to stabilize our blood sugar. Okay, if your blood sugar is not balanced, then our hormones cannot balance, and our hormones control all of our bodily functions pretty much, right? Like the brain controls the autonomic nervous system, the stuff that has to keep going, right? Like your heart, your brain, your lungs, all the stuff. But your hormones are controlling a whole bunch of things that go on in your body, like the signals that turn on to tell you that you're hungry and the signals that turn on to tell you that you're full. And if your blood sugar is irregular, those signals are getting messed up. The other thing that happens when your blood sugar is dysregulated and it drops, then your body's burning muscle and it's holding on to fat. It sets you up to hold on to fat. So how does your body end up burning muscle? How does your blood sugar drop? Well, your blood sugar drops if you're not eating enough. What have we been told as women for like our entire lives? If you want to lose weight, you just gotta what? Two things: eat less and exercise. What kind of exercise are they telling you to do? You need to get into that cardio, girl. You need to just, pump it up and do it a lot. How many of y'all have done the endless cardio sessions and going like crazy on 100-calorie snacks? Right? Yeah. Okay. All we've done with that sort of outline and plan is literally caused our body to go into chaos. It's caused your body to release cortisol. It's caused internal stress, which is causing internal inflammation, which then, of course, if an inflamed body will not release the weight, well, then we're kind of stuck, right? Okay, so if that just gave you a little bit of an aha moment, that's what I experienced when I first heard about it. And I was like, oh my goodness. And like I said, I never really called myself a dieter but I was subscribing to all of that information and noise that was out there that basically said, if you want to lose weight or maintain weight, you're just going to have to cut back some calories, right? Eat less and do a whole lot more exercise, like using exercise like punishment. And I got to say that probably, 8 clients out of 10 are coming to me. They've started exercise as their first line of defense to lose weight. They maybe lose a couple pounds, and then they discover that it's not working. But they know that exercise is good for them. And I'm never going to tell you to stop exercising. I'm totally not. I love the gym. I go to the gym. I go for walks every day, right? I'm going to suggest that you keep exercising. However, the right kind of exercise for women in midlife is different than maybe what it was in your 20s. And counting, you can never outwork a bad diet. No workout can ever no workout can ever outwork a bad diet. There we go. Okay. So seriously, you can't outwork a bad diet. And I say bad in quotation marks. We don't want to think about food as good or bad, because food fuels your body, it fuels your soul, and you need both in order to have a balanced and healthy, holistic approach to your life and your nutrition and your food, right? I mean, let's face it, food is everywhere, and we are going to eat the piece of cake at some point, or the cookie, or whatever it happens to be. Like we just went through Christmas, and you would have noticed that some of my posts and emails and blogs and things like that, one of them says, eat the cookie, right? Because we don't want to be depriving ourselves and having the guilt. And so we need to put those things in place so that we are supporting our body, not depriving and punishing our body. Okay, we have to get out of that mindset. And I understand if it's a tough concept to wrap your brain around, because for decades, forever, women have been told, if weight is your problem, it's your fault. You're just not doing enough. You're not exercising hard enough. You haven't cut enough calories. You're not eating the right foods. You just have to deprive, shrink smaller, do less. That's just what the world says, right? So we know that diets lie. All right. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Oh my goodness. I've even lost count of the current number. The last I heard, it was over $200 billion industry for weight loss. And even years ago, I mean, the statistics were people are buying a new diet book every 90 days, trying a new plan every 90 days. So if you're trying something new because you're not getting results in 90 days, and then you're like all frustrated and you either can't continue because you just can't continue doing what it is you're doing, it's not sustainable, or because you've got results, but you're just like, you're hanging on by your fingernails, or it just didn't give you results, or you're feeling terrible. You're not feeling energized in yourself, and you're just feeling blah, or you're always angry, or you have brain fog, or things like that, right? So if these things are, ringing a bell here or speaking to you, that tells me that those are the things that don't work, right? Been there, did that. I used to write down on sticky notes. I had these little sticky notes all over my counter. And I would never tell people, oh, I'm on a diet. I would never say I'm on a diet, because I never honestly thought I was on a diet, because the world told me I just had to count all my calories and count all my fat grams and then just, tweak it to get the results that I wanted. So for years I did that. And then I also punished myself further. I mean, I never considered exercise punishment because I enjoyed it. However, if I went out for dinner the night before, did I work out harder the next day? You bet I did. Did I stand on the scale to see how much damage was done? You bet I did. And, is that really a healthy way to live? No. It's not sustainable, right? Because there's going to be that time, and there was a time that came for me where, fortunately, it was after I had learned about how to stabilize my blood sugar. So I'll back up just a bit. So when I finally learned about this, I was at a conference. They had a nutritionist come and speak. who has been a mentor to me now for many, many years, Mark McDonald. I think many of you know him. And anyway, he spoke about balancing blood sugar and the importance of it and how to do that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the missing piece. So I went home, I started implementing some of those things, and I immediately, without doing anything else, as a perimenopausal woman of like 41, thinking, that's when that's when the crap starts to hit the fan, so to speak, right? In that time period, without doing anything else, just implementing a few of these food strategies, I was able to shave off 2% body fat by doing nothing else. I was completely blown away, right? Because I was like, oh my gosh, here I've been stepping on the scale every single day. I've been doing, and to back up, this is why now I do not encourage my clients to stand on the scale. Why I do not stand on the scale. Haven't done for, my goodness, I think once in the last several years or something, just to kind of see, But there's so many other metrics, and because weight is just that 1%, is that one thing that is giving you a measurement of gravity's force on your body. And then to pair with that, calories, all calories are not created equal. So you and I'm going to assume at some point, I know I was buying those 100 calorie snacks, right? If I was out and I needed something, I would be like, ooh, where's those little 100 calorie things? Not even looking to see if it was loaded with sugar or if it had any nutritional value. I mean, let's be real. It's 100 calories of processed whatever, cookies, biscuits, whatever, in a teeny weeny little pack. So how many nutrients could it actually have in there? Yeah. And so basically my 100 calories were like empty calories. So empty calories, you have almost zero nutrition. And if you're not giving your cells nutrients, you get hungry again really fast, right? So that's why they sell those 100 calorie snacks in large boxes at Costco, things like that, right? So that because you're going to eat them on repeat, but it's okay. You rationalize it in your mind because it's only 100 calories, right? Whereas you could have, something else really, really good for 100 calories. You could have like a, scrambled egg whites and some spinach in there and whatever, and probably have just over 100 calories. Which one's going to satisfy your body's nutritional needs better? Okay. So that's where things started to turn, is where I was like, oh, exactly. Because if someone had said all calories are not created equal, of course, I would say, of course they're not. But then putting that into practice, like really wrapping your head around that. I'm pretty sure most grown-ups out there know that all calories are not created equal. They know that 200 calorie bag of potato chips or 500 calorie oat latte at Starbucks, with the caramel sauce in it or whatever, is not going to give you the same as, a plate of food, a plate of, chicken and steamed vegetables and rice and whatever. They know that. But the world has told us to ignore that and just count the calories, take some more off, cut out your carbohydrates, eliminate a food group, work out harder. And yes, you can lose weight on a diet, but can you maintain it? Anybody can lose weight on a diet, but will you be able to maintain it? The statistics say less than 1% of people can maintain it for life. Maybe about 20% of people, that's on the high end, that's being generous, actually get started with their New Year's resolution and last a couple more than a couple months. But then they too fall off. That number does not go till the end of the year. Okay? And there's a reason that these things are unsustainable. It's not in any way comfortable or in a format that our bodies are designed to work with and to help us to feel good and to help us to feel energized. And if we're not feeling good, if we're not energized, if we don't feel like ourselves, if we have brain fog, if any of our menopausal symptoms are flaring and flashing, and if we've got that extra weight that just won't come off, all of these things, and they're not working for you, Well, that's why everybody, that's why women have been known to, okay, let me just try something else. Let me just try something else. Let me just try something else, right? And it just brings us full circle doing that weight cycling. Weight comes on, it goes off. Okay, now we breathe a little bit. We start going, but we can't sustain that. So we kind of go off the wagon a little bit, but we're like, it's okay. It's not too far. Okay, I'll see if I can sustain it here. Oh, no, it's too hard. It's too hard. Oh, whatever. I'm just going to go through the holidays again and I'll deal with it in January. And the cycle continues. So if you've been trying to lose or have lost the same, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever pounds several times in a row, yeah, it's time. It's time to stop doing, it's time to learn the definition of insanity and do what your body loves. Give your body what it loves. Its love language is blood sugar stabilization. So how do you do that? Okay. Think about this. For all you moms out there, even if you don't have children, if you've been near children, maybe nieces or nephews, whatever, some of your friends' grandchildren, whatever, that little baby, when it's born, the first thing it wants to do is eat, or the first thing they encourage it to do is nurse, right? They want to get the baby eating. As you bring the baby home, the first thing it wants to do every time it wakes up, it's crying because it wants to eat, right? Same with your toddler, same with a small child. If you've ever been around little kids or whatever, they're always like, I'm hungry, I want a snack, I want a snack. Parents, moms, that the one time, and I say one time because we learn fast, that you took your kids out and you thought you were not going to be gone very long, so you didn't bring any snacks. And it ended up to be like, oh my gosh, somebody called you, you had to go pick up this and that and whatever, and you were out, and now you got screaming children in the back because their blood sugar has dropped. They are hungry and it's triggering. And you say, Tania, well, I'm not hungry, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, well, what happened is your body is now shut off that signal because you as an adult decided that you needed to power through that, and you've ignored it so long that your body just shut it off because it says, well, she's not dying, but she's not listening to me, so I'm going to save my breath. The fact is, our bodies in the inside are the same as our children, same as those little guys, because we were those little guys, right? And our bodies haven't changed on the inside. We have just become larger humans. And instead of drinking breast milk or formula, which is a balance of a protein, a fat, and a carb together in the right portions and in the right frequencies, right? You can't stuff a baby. They're going to cry when they're hungry, eat again. Then that's the way we need to get back into eating, because that's the way our bodies were designed to function. Our bodies are comfortable there. That's where your blood sugar is stable. We talked about this at the beginning. When your blood sugar is stable, your hormones are balanced. How many women are looking for balanced hormones once they hit, especially perimenopause and older? But think about this. What if you have a teenage daughter and her emotions are all over the place? Would it not benefit her to balance her hormones? Absolutely. What are teenage girls famous for doing? Not eating breakfast, cutting their calories, eating junk food, because nobody wants to gain weight. And if so-and-so's not eating breakfast because they say they're on a diet, then, your child may be at risk for that too. So there's all of these factors. But when we get back into eating the way our body was designed to function, what that does, blood sugar balance, hormonal balance are connected. That helps to turn your metabolism back on. When your metabolism starts to turn back on, that's the place where your body will naturally release the stored fat. So rather than just becoming a smaller human on a diet, because this is what happens when we're taking, when we're dieting or taking some crazy diet drugs. There's the Ozempics, the Wegovy, the things like that. They are in super high doses. It's like a one and done kind of there's an all or nothing sort of mentality around it, as opposed to trying to microdose and match the person's needs, which is a whole other podcast, but just suffice it to say, let's put it into the diet culture. When you're doing the diet culture, then you're losing weight, but you're also losing a lot of muscle mass. Because if your blood sugar drops, your body is burning muscle because your brain never shuts off. Okay, so as you're skipping meals, as you're taking too long between meals, as you are missing breakfast, as you're not eating enough because you're cutting back, your brain still needs food. It needs something to turn to glucose to feed the brain. And if you're not feeding it, it's not going to take it from your stored fat because it needs to preserve something for later in case you're not feeding it because it's perceiving starvation. So it takes it from your muscle. Okay, so have you ever had that gnawing hunger? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. Yeah, that's gnawing hunger. It's called gnawing hunger for a reason because your body's literally gnawing away and cannibalizing. I know, it's a horrible thought. It's a horrible thought. I get it. But think of that visual. I need you to think of that visual because I need you to understand that that's so damaging. It's so damaging to your body because as we get older and our estrogen drops, it's a protective mechanism in there. And if we are doing things to purposely deprive ourselves, which then causes the blood sugar to go all wonky, which then causes our hormones to go all wonky, which then as we are having less concentration of our hormones, and now they're wonky as well. Well, it's literally like pouring gasoline on a fire when it comes to the perimenopause and menopausal symptoms. And they're just exacerbated and magnified, huge, which then, impacts any and all areas of our life exponentially. So let's try and put some things in place to roll that back. Okay, so here's what you can do to start today. Think protein. I can guarantee you if you're a woman and you've been dieting, or even if you're just consciously tracking and watching, if you're just consciously looking, trust me, you're still not eating enough. You are not eating enough protein. So think protein often and frequently throughout the day. Start your day with some protein. If you have to do a protein shake, because I hear this all the time, Tania, I don't like to eat first thing in the morning. Oh, I can't eat before a workout. Oh, I don't like to eat it on an empty stomach. That one never did make sense. But if you're not eating within that first hour, and then even you go to do a workout or something like that, that's even worse because now you're putting demands, like huge demands on your body. Being awake puts demands on your body. So you need to fuel. You need to start your day with protein. If you need to go with a great protein shake, that's awesome. You can take it with you in the car on the way to work, in the car on the way to the gym, whatever. It takes like 2 minutes. I generally recommend that for my non-breakfast eaters when they first come to see me, and it works wonders, okay? Because you're not chewing, you're just drinking, and you're going to drink at the gym anyway, or, you're going to have a cup of coffee or whatever. Like, just swap that out. Save your coffee till after food because coffee on that empty stomach is causing your body's blood sugar to spike. Every time your blood sugar spikes, you store fat. So if you're having your coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, and skipping food, you're causing your blood sugar to spike way up there. You've already burnt muscle because you took too long. You're not eating. When you finally do eat something, your body's going to store every single bit of that as fat. Pretty much. It's going to use some nutrients for sure. But whatever it's not using, it's all going to get stored as fat. Totally the opposite of what you want, right? Yeah. So do that at protein. Make sure you have your coffee with your food. Drink lots of water. Water should be counted as water. Water is water. Water is not iced tea. Water is not coffee. Water is not tea. Water is not lemonade. Water is water. Water is not an energy drink. Water is water. Okay, I just needed to drive that home. Again, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And water should be your primary source of liquids. I never go anywhere without my water. Primary source of liquid. So you should be drinking more water than anything else in a day. Alrighty? Because if you're not, you're probably dehydrated. Coffee causes dehydration. Caffeine causes dehydration. Skipping, and it also causes you to minimize your appetite. So a lot of women will have that coffee first thing in the morning, and then they say, well, I'm not hungry until lunch. Caffeine is an appetite suppressant. Take a look at the package of any of your diet pills. I'm not advocating take them. If you have them in the cupboard, you'll probably see caffeine in them, is what I'm saying. It's an appetite suppressant. So if you're having something that causes your body to store fat and suppress your appetite so that you're not eating to turn your metabolism on, you can see the conundrum here that you're creating, right? You can see the problems that it's creating for your body. So you're by doing the things that the world has been telling us to do for the last decades and the length of time you've been doing something that doesn't serve your body, it's not your age, it's a length of time you've been doing things that didn't work. Okay? That were not serving your body, that were not meeting your body's nutritional, hormonal, blood sugar needs. And when you start doing that, it calms down the inflammation. Your blood sugar comes up, it goes stable like this, and then it comes down, you eat again, it goes, whoops, back up to being stable. And it's like driving a car on cruise control in the summer when your air conditioning is working and it's super comfortable, right? It's a nice, smooth ride. You're on a highway where you know there's no speed traps. You're on cruise control, so even if there were, you wouldn't have to worry about it. It's a nice ride, okay? Now, picture you get to the first major city on Friday afternoon, your air conditioning breaks, it's 35 degrees out there, you have no water, you're stuck in the wrong lane and you need to get off the exit, you're stressed because you're gonna miss it, and you have to go to the bathroom. That's very stressful, and that's all of that angst and stuff, that shows up in your body, right? Because our body's like our vehicle that drives us through life. So the cruise control is where you wanna be. Dysregulated blood sugar is the when you hit the traffic. Okay, when you hit that traffic, you're worried about missing the exit, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And how that manifests in our bodies is that weight gain, the inability to lose weight, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, the blood sugar, the hormonal imbalance, the crazy, chaotic menopausal symptoms. It manifests even to diabetes and to dementia and Alzheimer's as we go down the road. Okay. If you did not know this, go look it up. You can Google it. It's Googleable. Is that a word? It's searchable. That Alzheimer's, dementia, those cognitive declination diseases, Alzheimer's in particular has been called type 3 diabetes for over a decade for a reason, because blood sugar and our metabolism, it's a metabolic disorder. It's affecting your brain. You're literally taxing your brain. Because remember I said that your brain needs to take a fuel source, change it to food to feed the brain. If you are constantly depriving and not feeding it, you're starving your brain. How well is it going to work, right? How well is it going to work if you're experiencing like brain fog and forgetfulness, having trouble focusing, that it could be, also stress is contributing to that as well too, which then contributes to the inflammation, which exacerbates everything else as well. So there's all of these layers, right? Okay. But so you need to get back to the basics and do those super simple things that help to stabilize your blood sugar, having your proteins, fats, and carbs together. Your carbs are your energy, not your enemy. Fat is your friend. Protein helps to build your muscle. Your muscle is your money. It's your currency in menopause as you get older, especially. So proteins, fats, and carbs frequently throughout the day. Start your day with protein. Skip the coffee, replace it with water or a protein shake, or if you are having coffee, have it with food after you've had the food. Okay? And movement. Do intentional movement every single day, but not so much the crazy cardio, because that is going to cause a cortisol spike in your body, and that's just sabotaging your results. And drink a lot of water. Water needs to be your number one hydrator. Okay? If you're having more coffee or more soda or more juice or more of anything else than water, you're probably disrupting things in your gut. It's not going to be absorbed as well. You could be drinking even the amount, a good amount of water and still not be hydrated. Okay, so there's that. So quick recap: protein, first thing, often and frequently, right? Coffee, after you've had the protein or sub it out for something else. Exercise, move with intention, not the crazy cardio. And water. Water should be more than anything else that you're consuming. So thinking about those, where can you start with your, and then you're layering those every single day. So start with one, pick one that you can do. Just pick one. And as you are making your way through the week, don't expect yourself to be perfect. But as you get to the end of the week, say, was I able to do that more times than I wasn't able to do that? Okay. If you weren't, repeat it again the next week and do that until you can. And once you can, now you're going to add another one and you're going to layer that. Right? You're going to keep layering it on top until you have all the layers there. And then you can start looking at other ways to expand your health. And if you're looking for like a structured system and a plan, okay, I want you to go to the website. It's going to be here in the show notes. Go to the website at fuelignitethrive.com and click on the free training. Watch the video. Okay, it really goes deeper into your blood sugar stabilization, your hormonal balance. And then there's also an opportunity there to book a free call. If that resonates with you, if you are ready to put some systems in place, some real solid systems that you can use for life, like not just for now, not just for New Year's, not just for like the resolution, not just for this month, but for the rest of your life that will work with your life and in your lifestyle to help you feel better, start feeling like you again, to walk back the weight, and to just, balance those hormones and just feel good in your body once again, then click down below, fill out the questionnaire that's there. So it's very short. And then go ahead and book a call. The call's free. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to share how we can put something in place for you that can help you stop the crazy dieting, stop the dieting, the weight cycling, and start being strong and healthy and vibrant in midlife. Because midlife can be your relaunch, not just a relapse into all the things that you've been doing before that didn't work, but a relaunch into exactly where you're supposed to be and how to enjoy that. Because this can be this time of our lives, this midlife should be the best time, the most enjoyable, the most excitement, and the most energized and energetic. And you need to stop just merely surviving and start thriving. Okay. And if you're up for that, I invite you to go and watch my free video, fill out the questionnaire there, and then book a call. And I'd love to chat with you. So happy New Year. Thanks for watching here today on the Fit Woman podcast. And we'll see you again next week with another amazing interview. Every Thursday, 5 a.m. it drops. All right. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.